Question: on listings that sell, would you take tag heavy titles and update them to be more human title friendly or leave them alone? Chris, if you have a listing that is already selling well, but you're like, the title kind of looks a little janky, it's kind of repetitive, but I know I want it to look better, but it's selling. Are you going to change that title? Are you going to mess with it? It depends.
If it's selling, probably not. And the reason for that is, and we'd have to look at both the beta search report in the marketing tab and our ads data to see where that traffic is coming from and how it's converting. But, flip a coin, yes or no. I would say no, don't change it if it's selling. If it's not currently selling well, or you're getting a sale and it's not converting the way that you want it to, or it's just not getting the traffic, right? You go through that analysis that we've done a few different times. You say, my issue here is volume, not conversion rate, and you want to boost the sales for that product, then I would potentially rewrite it. If it's selling at a rate and at a conversion rate that you are comfortable with, then you don't need to change it, right? If you want to see more sales from that and you think rewriting the title will get you those, then go ahead and rewrite. I know it sounds, Scott, kind of like a cop-out, but that's the real answer. If it's not selling the way that you want it, change it, make it more human-friendly. That's the default. And if you're creating new titles, make them human-friendly. But you don't really want to mess with things that are working. So yeah. I would tend to err on the side of leaving it alone, unless the keyword data that I'm seeing from the search report and from the ads are saying that keyword's not even in the title right now, or wherever those sales are actually coming from isn't something that we're addressing, then I would go in and rewrite it. But the default would be leave it alone. I
think I would also want to know this answer. Are we talking about the product is selling primarily through organic, or is it selling through Etsy ads? If it's selling through Etsy ads and you're leaving all of the stuff, like the title's just changing, but it's still all of those components are there, then I wouldn't have a problem. I would need to see, is the traffic coming from organic? Is it coming from paid? If it's coming from paid, I'd be less concerned, unless I'm pulling stuff out of there and I'm not replacing it, right? I personally don't think that the Etsy ads algorithm is affected as much as it would be on the organic side. Again, that's just my opinion. That's my thoughts. Be careful if you have a product that's selling well. My other question would be like, what is selling well to you? 1 a day? But maybe if you make these changes, you could get it to 10 a day. That's where I'd want to see the demand of what we're looking at. And have I hit a ceiling? Is it 10 sales a day? Is it 20 sales a day? Is it 1 sale a day? I'd want those things to be also factored in, because that would make it where I was like, well, wait a minute here. This thing's selling 20 a day. I am just not even going to look at it. I'm just going to I'm not even going to get 10 feet from this thing because it's doing very well. Not touching it, right? Why change it if it's working? Unless you go, it's selling 10 a day or 20 a day, but it has potential to sell 30 a day, 50 a day. It might be worth tweaking. So I think that needs to be also considered.
Scott, we talked a little bit about search demand. What size of searches do you consider high demand, or do you look at search volume at all?
Yeah, no, this is a great question. And I think this is also another mistake that a lot of Etsy sellers are making, is they're looking at keyword search volume. And this is why I feel like it's a mistake. There is no tool on the market, and if there is one telling you that they're giving you exact data that is coming from Etsy, they're lying. Now, I don't know of any tools that are saying that. They're very, very clear that it's usually their own algorithm that has been built, okay, from different data points, okay? I never look at search volume as a factor as far as does it have enough demand. What do I look at? The only thing that matters, sales. That's all that matters. Okay. Now, if you want to look at it and go, oh, there's a lot of searches for this, there's a lot of searches for this, and there's a lot of searches for this, that's fine. It shows you that there's a different angles that people are trying to find this product. But at the end of the day, we want to know how many sales are coming, not just from a keyword, but from this product, this type of product. Because if we start there, then we know, okay, this is the potential. Now we just have to reverse engineer and say, how are people searching to discover this product? And then I have to also look at other factors in that optimization, as far as not just keywords. I'm like, okay, it's selling a lot, but what does this seller have that I don't have? Maybe it has a lot of reviews, right? Maybe the age of the shop is 5 years and yours is 6 months. So there's those things that I'd be looking at as far as also factors. Can I compete? But as far as the demand goes, if we're looking at keyword volume or if we're looking at sales volume, I'm leaning on sales volume all day long because that's what really, really matters. And that's what I would recommend anyone that is going down this road. And if you're brand new and you're just seeing this for the first time, I'm so glad that you tuned in to see this part of this video, because this is, to me, this is a huge mistake, massive mistake, because you're going to be disappointed because you can go, oh, it's got 10,000 searches. Yeah, I'm going to be rich. And then all of a sudden you find out that, no, that's really not 10,000. It's more like 1,000 and no one's really buying it. Right, Chris?
I'd rather have a keyword with 100 purchases and 200 searches than 10,000 searches and 50 purchases, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't care what somebody's typing in to find my product, as long as they add it to their cart and they buy it, right? Sherry Poppins, then she said, can you just add a duplicate listing and update it as you wish? I am not a fan, and Scott, you and I went on a rant about this a few weeks ago, of duplicate listings. The only thing creating a duplicate listing does is split your traffic potential, split your data across 2 different listings. If you want to test something, then go ahead and test it. Now, there could be, and Scott, you could probably make an argument to me, Sherry could probably make an argument to me that, it's selling really well and I want to test the other title. Maybe, but 99.99% of the time, it's better just to test it. You can always flip it back and you're going to get all of the same rankings back. But I would rather see you making those changes to that main listing. Once you get through the basics of SEO, you should already know what keywords are working. So you shouldn't be making a ton of different title changes, right? We get ourselves 90% of the way there by creating that human readable title from Jump Street, then we don't have to worry about it. If we're coming back and editing older listings and this is your top selling listing that sells 500 a day or something like that, then maybe. But if we're creating it right from the beginning, then all we have to do is make small tests and tweaks, and there'd be no reason to create that duplicate listing. Is alt text in images helpful for SEO? The answer is yes. You should be filling in the alt text on your images. Not only will it help you rank higher in Google, not only are those images indexed by Google, but Etsy specifically says that they use their alt text as an extra place for keywords. Just make sure you're filling it out properly. You should not be stuffing a bunch of keywords in there.
Exactly.
The purpose of alt text is to describe the image in as much detail as possible. What happens when you do that? You happen to squeeze in a bunch of really useful keywords. And so, Scott, this is another good use for ChatGPT. If you have no idea how to write alt text, take that image, upload it to ChatGPT or to Gemini and ask it to write the alt text for you. It will do some image recognition and get you most of the way there. And then all you have to do is come back and rewrite the things that don't make sense, or you can learn the process that way and then just go in and fill in the alt text in your images. But it is a keyword rich area that most people skip and really should not be ignoring.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great tip for anyone too. Now, is this going to be a magic bullet that's going to, you're going to put that out there and all of a sudden you're going to rank and beat your competition? No, but it is an opportunity, another place that Etsy is allowing you to put information about your product that can help identify it. So we want to use all of these opportunities the best that we can.